welcome to the Crafty Diamond. I am Debbie. Today is my weekly WIP Chat, and if you are not familiar with what a WIP Chat is, that is a work in progress. I am going to be working on a diamond painting, and this one is 4 seasons. It is dragon season. It has all 4 seasons, and I am on fall. And so once I finish fall, then I will go to winter, and then I will be done with this diamond painting. This painting is absolutely huge. I cannot show you what all I've done. I'm over halfway finished. I will try to do that in the near future where I can just lay it all out. I will definitely do that once I finish this, but it's going to be a little while before I get this finished because it does take quite a bit of time, but I am really enjoying it. It is going to be my largest diamond painting that I have ever done. And it has been so much fun to do. If you would like to look at this, go to Enabler's Outpost. That is who sells this canvas. Now, the canvas is a little expensive, but you're actually getting 4 canvases in one. So it is large, but it does go fast. There's a lot of color blocking. There is some confetti, but the color blocking has been really nice because it makes it go a little bit faster. I'm hoping to have this finished by the end of the year. If not, then definitely by the end of January. But, we'll see because I haven't worked on it in a while. I have finished a couple of other diamond paintings. I have recently finished the 4 Crows of the Apocalypse, and that was from Craftibly. Unfortunately, Craftibly is closed. You might want to get that one from a D-Stash group if you can find it. But I am still going to have a post-completion on that one. And I'm also going to have a kit down so you can see how I store my drills. If you're interested in storing your drills, maybe you're new or you just haven't done that before. And so I'm going to be doing that. If you are not subscribed, you may want to go ahead and click on that subscribe button and also click on the notification bell so you'll be notified when I do have that upload. Hoping to have that done this week because I really need to use my credenza, which is a diamond painting tray tower. I would like to kit up I have a couple of kits. I'm not sure which one yet, but I would like to use that one to kit up another fall, or maybe even wait until Christmas and kit up a Christmas canvas or a holiday canvas. But I want to go ahead and get that done soon. So make sure that you do click on that notification bell so you will be notified. And then also, I do have another diamond painting video that I did put up last week, and I was surprised, but it was very popular. And it was on, I'm trying to find a particular color. I'm looking at this upside down, so it's not easy. That's an M. Okay. First of all, before we really get started, how is everybody doing? What are you guys working on? Are you going to be working on a diamond painting with me and paint alongside with me? Or are you planning on just listening? Maybe you have housework to do this morning, which I really need to get done. And maybe you are just in your car driving. It could be a number of things, but just let me know what you guys are doing. And if you are going to be participating in anything in November, I am so undecided. I really like Diamond Art UK is doing a they are doing an event, and it is their purple post. I did it last year. It's a lot of fun. You don't have to have a completion, but I don't know if I want to start on anything else because I have some plans that I really want to get done, some diamond painting plans. And so I don't know if I'm going to be able to start on something new. So it's kind of up in the air of what I'm going to do with that. Not really sure. I would like to end the year with maybe just one WIP. And well, I know it's going to be two, or at least one, I should say, because I am doing one that is a stitch along. I'm doing that as a diamond painting, and it's not going to be finished until April. So I will have that one as an ongoing diamond painting, and not sure about anything else, but I do have some diamond paintings I'm really working on wanting to get finished. So we'll see. We'll see if I'm able to start on something new. But there are so many going on in November, and lots of fun ones too. So check them out if you're interested in any of the events. I'm just really trying to stay focused. And when I decide to do an event, it just throws me all out of kilter. I am not focused on anything else but the event. And then I start to get behind on some of mine that I'm currently working on. So I don't know. We will just have to play that one by ear. But I would love to hear what you guys are doing. If you're not doing an event, what are you working on? Do you have any plans of doing any diamond paintings to give away as gift possibly for the holidays? I've never done that, and I don't know. I need to do one for my oldest daughter. There's a couple of mine that she wants, but it's not going to happen right now. I don't think she's going to be able to come home for Christmas, and so I won't be able to see her until next year. So not sure what I'm going to do about that, about gifts, but we'll see what I decide to do. I don't know. I did have another video that went up last week. I'm trying to get back on track. I did 2 last week. I have 3 scheduled for this week. So I'm hoping that I am getting back on track with my diamond paintings, getting back on track with my channel, and then hoping to with social media. So that's kind of a lot at one time, but I think I can do it. I'm working on it. But I did have the one video last week that I had a lot of you guys comment on, and I really do appreciate it. If you did not see that video, I will put the link in the top of the eye. I can also put it underneath the description. And that one was a lot of fun. I was really surprised at all the comments that I received. And I do appreciate all of your kind thoughts and everything that everyone was saying. But it was on my cross stitch conversion. I've been working on that for a little over a year, off and on. I don't work on it very much. And I love the process. I really enjoy doing the cross stitch conversions, but this one has been disappointing because it is so pixelated in the majority of the rendering. Whenever I do it, I'm like, did I mess up? What is this? I can't even tell what this is. I will step back, and if I step back a very good distance, more than you should have to, you can kind of make out and figure out what it is, but you have to still think about it. And so I don't know if that is something that I want to continue doing. And the majority of you agreed. You said that I should just ditch that one, keep the drills, lesson learned that it wasn't big enough, and that a lot of the Amy Stewart ones that are like the bookshelf kind of that are the bookshelf paintings that those do not render well as a diamond painting. And I am really beginning to believe that because I have seen several of them, and mine was a mini. I did not do the max size on it, and that was part of the problem. But then I have seen the max size, and the max size is still very pixelated. So I'm glad that I didn't go with the max size because that would have been even more of a blow because it would have taken longer to get to the halfway mark, which is where I am. And then also it would be a lot more drills that I would have paid for and that now I'm going to have in my stash. But the drills are very good. There's nothing wrong with the drills. They are Ever Moment drills, and I have not had any problem with Ever Moment drills. So I'm going to put those up. I am going to be doing another cross stitch conversion that I'm going to be looking at for next year, but I'm going to really look closely and see what I want to do and what it's going to look like. Try to determine on the actual rendering how it's going to come out. So I am going to put that one up. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually trash it, but I'm going to just call it done. And because I did 53%, I'm going to go ahead and take that as a completion because I could have done that in on three different canvases and opted just to do the one canvas. So I'm going to go ahead and count it as a completion. I was going back and forth on that one too, just because I wasn't sure. I thought, is that cheating? Because I haven't finished it, but I think I have finished enough. So I am going to update my logbook. That's something else that's on my list. I have a very long to-do list, and it seems like when I mark something else off, it's not getting shorter because then I have more that I have to do because I'm adding more on there. But it'll be okay. With this move, it has just been a lot of work. A lot of things have happened during the move that we've had to deal with and address. My mother-in-law has now gotten sick and she had surgery. She's doing well with the surgery, but we were concerned about a couple of other things that they found after she had the surgery. And so we've had to address some things, but I think that she is on the mend. She's 89, so it's really hard when we know that she is sick because of her age, but she's doing very well. And we are still in the process of trying to sell our house. We have not gotten a contract on it yet, but it's only been almost 3 weeks. We have had traffic, we've had people looking at it, and so it will sell, but we're having to go back and forth, and we are upgrading some things each week until we do get a contract. So my husband's been over there he has been over there every weekend, and he stayed almost all weekend. Yesterday, it is Monday today for me. Yesterday, we both went on Saturday and did some things. There's not much left that I can do over there, but just do like clean every now and then because of traffic coming through. But still, that's not a lot. And then he actually decided yesterday on Sunday, I asked him, I said, "Are you going to go over to the house?" And he is so tired from work. And he was tired from going back and forth. And so he said, I think I'm just not going to go this weekend. I'm just going to stay here. I'm going to do some things around here and just kind of relax. And he said next weekend that he's planning on taking a couple of days off the following week. And so he'll have more time over the weekend and then a couple of days next week. So that's what we did. And I got a few things done yesterday, got some more unboxing done. My craft room is looking really good. My house is looking good. We just need to figure out our storage, how we're going to do that. We have downsized just to see if we can actually do it. And hopefully we can, but so far so good. We have cleaned out the garage. It looks really nice. And everything is out of the house, our old house. And so mainly I have now my personal things that I need to figure out, some things where they need to go. And then also I do have my craft room, which is going to be a work in progress for a little bit, but I'm getting there and I am feeling better about the move. I am feeling better about a lot of things, and we're just starting a new normal. And also, you may have seen on the title of this video that the title was Meet Abby. So we did a thing, and I will put a couple of pictures up. It's kind of hard to put some really good ones because she's just moving around a lot. Kind of hard to get her where she stops and I can get a good picture of her, or one of us isn't holding her. But we got a kitten. We're so upset about our sweet Salem. We miss her so much, and we really miss having a cat. A cat brings so much joy. I mean, we do have Molly, our collie, and she brings us a lot of joy too. We all have played with her. We've given her extra cuddles, and we're used to having 2 animals. We did have 3 for a long time. I do not want to get another dog. I've already decided I love Molly. She is absolutely wonderful. We have a wonderful time with Molly. I would not give her up for anything, but I do not want to add another dog to our mix, especially with us not knowing where we're going to move next, because right now we're just staying somewhere temporary in a rental until we decide what we want to do next year with buying a house. And so I don't want to get a dog, and especially being in a rental too, but I just was missing Salem so much, and this cat in no way, no shape or form is meant to replace Salem, because she is irreplaceable. But we just wanted another cat. And so I went and looked on a website where they have animals that it's a rescue, but it is their own private rescue. It is a nonprofit, but it is not owned by the city. It's not a humane shelter. It is a no-kill. They don't take just any animals in. They have specific guidelines of where they get the animals, how they get them, the backgrounds of the animals, kind of thing. And they had gotten in several Tux kitties where they're black and white. And so I was just happening to be scrolling on their website, and I looked. I didn't think my husband would go for it, and I said, they have some black and white Tux kitties. And I said, they're about 4 to 5 months old, and they've got descriptions on each one of them. So I figured my husband would say, no, we're not getting any more animals, because he's always anti-animals. But he told me, he's like, well, let's go. If you want to go look, you can go and look, and then if you find one you like, go ahead and get it. He said, I just don't have time to go. You and Paige can go and find the animal. And he said, more than likely, it's probably going to be better if you just go by yourself. And I totally agreed with him on that one. So I had to fill out an application. You also have to put down names of 2 referrals. So I put down Paige's former teacher at her transition academy that she went to, because we talk to him a lot. We're still really good friends. And I asked him, I said, can I put you down? He does a lot of work with this organization. Paige actually went there and did some volunteering during her transition academy. And he said, I would be offended if you didn't. So I put him down. I also put our vet down, called my vet and said, they may call you and let you know. And the vet was even telling me, I think you would be really good to get, another kitten. I think that, it would be great for all of you, because we talked to our vet and they said this organization is really good. They make sure that their cats and their dogs are well taken care of. They put them all in foster families first to make sure that they are going to be adoptable and not have any weird quirks or anything like that people need to be aware of. So I put down a specific cat, put down the cat's name that I was looking at. And then in 2 days, I got a call and they said that we've been approved and that I could come make an appointment and we could go and look at the cats. So did that. And she said that we'll have, them all out in the room. And if you don't want that one, you can easily change which kitten you want. So I said, okay, that works. And so I got there and they said, normally the cat that I was looking at, she's the first one that comes to the cat room door. And she wants to be petted and she is just very outgoing. Well, she didn't come to the door. So I went in and I said, okay, which one is so-and-so cat? And so they told me and they brought her over to me because she wasn't going to have anything to do with me. And Paige was at work. I thought that would be better just to me go, not Paige. She'd get too overwhelmed with so many cats. So went over there, picked up this cat who likes to normally be held. I picked her up, started rubbing her, and within literally 2 seconds, she was all antsy and wanting to jump down. And so I'm like, okay. So I put her down. And I tried to pet her and I thought, well, maybe, she'll just come over. She didn't. She stayed clearly away from me. And so I thought, I'm kind of concerned about this because this cat acts like she doesn't want anything to do with me. And I don't want to take a cat home that I'm going to have a really hard time bonding with. So they had several other cats and this one cat kept coming back to me and was rubbing all against me and wanting me to hold her and to pet her. And she just would not leave my side. And they looked at her and started laughing and they said, that is very unusual because, and they said her name, and they said she is usually extremely shy. She has not even come up to the volunteers yet, who she sees at least every other day. So I thought, well, that could be a start, something that's really good. And that is the cats that I ended up getting. So then when I brought her home, which was really funny, I brought her home and put her in our bedroom because she is 5 months. She doesn't look like she's 5 months. She is a very tiny kitty. She only weighs about 4 pounds, but she's already been neutered, or she's already been spayed, and that was definitely a good thing. She's had all of her shots. They see a really good vet that comes to them, except for the spaying and anything else that they have to have done. They put them on science diets instead of just putting them on the cheaper food. I did not have any of my animals on science diet. I didn't realize how expensive that it was. I didn't think that most animals even liked it, but she's eating it. They gave me a free pack of the food. It came with her. Of course, I had to pay for her, had to pay their price for her, which isn't bad because of the fact that all of her shots are done. She's been spayed. And then they gave me, quite a few free things for her. So they said if I decided that I wanted to change the food, they told me how to do it. And I can't decide if I want to keep her on that food or change it. But I need to talk to my vet and see if they think she should stay on there. But as my husband said, well, we didn't give Salem the science diet, and she ate it, and she was fine, and she never got sick on the food and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to talk to my vet, because after Salem had gotten sick, I know that had nothing to do with food or anything that we did. Now I am just paranoid. So anyway, on Friday, she had absolutely nothing to do with any of us. She stayed in our room underneath the bed, or she would stay underneath my dresser. Wouldn't come out for anything. We tried to coax her out, and you need to give them at least 3 days just to decompress. And I knew she didn't know where she was. She was used to being around other cats, used to being around her siblings. So we just kind of, left her alone on Friday. And then on Saturday, she didn't have anything to do with us all day. We did get her to come out just for a little bit, petted her, and we were able to hold her for a few minutes, and then she jumped down. Well, I don't know what happened to her on Saturday night, but we went to bed around 10:30, and I have no idea what got into her. But as soon as we turned the lights out, pounce, she just jumped on me. And she was playing, and she started purring, and she was just so excited. And so I was petting her and talking to her and playing with her, and she acted like, we were just best buddies. And then she started doing my husband that way. Then she wanted to play with my hair. She wanted to give me, headbutts. She wanted me to just pet her. And so this went on and on and on. Well, then finally, it was getting pretty late. I'm like, okay, look, I am tired. I'm going to sleep. So she curled up right at my side and fell asleep, me rubbing her and purring. And so that's how she slept for a short time. Let me emphasize, short time. About 30 to 40 minutes, she got more energy again and started pouncing and playing, getting all excited. And so we did that off and on until about 4:30 in the morning. So then finally, I guess she was just worn out, which I was glad of. She was just worn out, and she went to sleep. So that was on Saturday. Then on Sunday, she did the same thing again. She wanted to stay in our room. She wanted to stay hidden. And we decided, you've been active. You act like you're not scared. You're not scared of us. You just want to sleep. You want to be in a quiet, dark place to sleep. And we're not going to have you sleeping all day. And then you're going to be up all night long again on Sunday when we have to work. So we went ahead. We took her downstairs. And it was so funny because the agency told me, well, I know that you've had a cat before, and she's probably too little, because she is very tiny. She is probably too little to get on the cat tree. She's going to need a small cat tree. And we're like, okay, we'll see. We'll get her, one of the little small ones, and whatever that she needs. Well, Saturday night, I looked up and I thought, oh my dear goodness, she was on top of our Chester drawers, which is higher than a cat tree. And she was just looking at me purring. So I thought, if you can get up there, you can get on a regular cat tree. And she has been jumping. She is going to be a jumper. whereas the highest that Salem would go was our Chester doors. She didn't go any higher than that, but I have a feeling this cat is going to give us a run for our money. And when they said, she's very shy, but when she warms up, she is just so sweet and cuddly and lovable. And my husband's like, you did it again. Every time that I pick out an animal, somehow I get the crazy ones. I get ones that have these weird quirks or ones that are just extremely active and hyper. And here we go again. And we wouldn't have it any other way with all of our pets. So she's been sleeping a little bit. This morning she got up and she was playing a lot. We've tried to introduce her to Molly. She's not been around dogs before. She wasn't around dogs when she was at her foster home, but she adjusted to new cats fairly easy. So Molly is used to being around Salem, and I thought, well, I'm not worried about Molly. And I figured, well, since she's a kitten, it's going to be okay. Well, it didn't go so hot on Sunday. She kept hiding on the main level, and so we thought, well, we're going to have to really watch her because we don't want her to get under furniture. We pulled the furniture out, and she could really get hurt because we do have a couple of recliners. And then we just decided today that I was just going to introduce them slowly. So Molly came up to our bedroom, and Abby decided she was going to hiss at her and just be real, act like she was really aggressive. Her back was all up, and then she started pawing at her. And Abby is a talker. She makes some of the weirdest noises, and she made this little chirping noise when Molly was around. And so I thought, okay, we're going to have to be really careful with this. Make sure that, they're always supervised, especially for a while until they get used to each other. And then I let Molly just walk around, and Molly was just completely ignoring her because that's what she did with Salem. And then Abby decided she was going to go get closer. So she did get closer to Molly, and she just kind of looked at her kind of funny and started sniffing. So she wasn't aggressive then. So I think they're going to be okay together. I'm just going to have to just do it really slowly. And I think that that's going to be the best way to introduce them. But it has been something else. But we've had so much fun already. And Abby is sleeping with me. And she was sleeping in between my husband and I. And then she moves around. I have to be really careful because she is so small. She's just tiny, tiny. And I have to be careful that I don't hurt her because I do move around a lot in my sleep. And so I think she's already figured that one out, but she has gotten to where she likes to sleep right at my side. And as soon as I come in the bedroom, she will come out from wherever she's hiding and starts purring and wants me to play with her. So I think she's going to fit in really well. And I'm hoping that she is going to be okay with Molly, because Molly is, she was here first. She is our baby. She is our concern. And so I don't want Molly to be upset. And so far, Molly's just like, okay, it's another one, because she has dealt with Salem and Salem's little antics. And so I think that with time, they're going to be friends. And we don't have any place here where I can have them in different areas of the house to where I can have Molly in the basement for a little bit and then have Abby, running around. Can't do that because we don't have a basement here. But I want them to be friends. And so let's just all hope. Give me good vibes, please. But yeah, we have a cat. Her name is actually, I missed two right there. Her name is Abigail. We're going to call her Abby. I had different names that I had picked out. My husband was like, nope. We're not going to do that. Nope. And then he said patches because she's black, but she has white on her feet. And I'm like, no, I don't like patches. That name just doesn't work for her. And then Paige said, what about Abby? I said, Abigail, that would be really good. And we're just going to call her Abby. So that's what's happened here. You know, we're always doing something crazy, and that was one thing. I'm hoping that you guys cannot hear the landscapers very much. They do the property, and it takes them forever because they have, like, one person is going through and they're actually mowing today. They hadn't mowed in the last 2 weeks, but they're mowing today, and then another person will come behind them and then they will do the edging. Another person comes behind that person, and then they will blow off the concrete, and then you got somebody else doing something else, and they're also going through and weed eating today. And every time that I stop thinking, okay, I'll be able to get back to my video, I can do it in just a few minutes, they start up. And so usually on Mondays, it's almost an all-day ordeal. They do our yard, the front, the back and the front of the yard, and then they do the entire property. And so that's what they're doing now. They've already done our backyard. I don't think they'll come back. They don't even tell us when they're going back there, which really bothers me because it's like, okay, I have a dog. I think you guys need to let me know, or to let us know when you're going to be doing something. And I think, based on what I've seen so far with us here, they do our yard fairly early in the day, our backyard, and then they do the front yard whenever, which we don't have much of a front or a backyard here. And I think my husband's actually liking it, to be honest. He doesn't have to do yard work. And I was kind of worried about him because he likes doing yard work, but he has been a-okay with it. And this will also give me an indication whenever we do start looking for a house, if we can go with less yard, less property to have to maintain, because this is going to be a house we're going to stay at forever. We're retiring at that house, not anytime soon on the retirement part, but we're going to be retiring eventually, and we're going to be getting older, obviously, and so I want it to be to where we don't have to worry so much about yard work. I would like to do the inside of this flower here, but I need to replenish. Is it this one? Or it's this one. I need to replenish that color, I think. Or is it this one? It's actually this one. I'm going to have to go in and replenish my bottles because not all of my containers held all of these, because you can imagine how many drills you would have for this size of a canvas. And I should have gone in and done that, but I hadn't worked on this one because I really wanted to get the Craftibly done. And then I'm going to be working on next kitting up the Haunted Manor. That one is by Art and Soul, and that one is a small or smaller diamond painting. It's also a lot of color blocking. So I'm going to be kitting that one up and starting on that one soon. That one was fun to unbox. And even though it's the end of October, pretty much the end of spooky season, I guess, I want to go ahead and do Haunted Manor, especially since I've already opened it. I'd like to just go ahead and get that one done this year. So I'll be doing that one and this one. Anything else happen? My husband has been so stressed out from his job and then the move and everything. It's been awful for him. and especially with work, he's having to do his job plus somebody else's who has been out, plus he's helping to train another guy, and he's having to do the overflow of what this guy is learning, because that's what his job was and still was until today. And he called me this morning. He's like, I have good news and I have bad news. Which one do you want? And I'm like, oh no, I cannot handle anything else bad. I said, just hit me. What is it? Just tell me whatever you want to tell me first. And so he said that one of the other guys is going to be out now for 6 weeks starting today. And the guy that he has been doing, make sure you can see it there. Okay. The guy that he has been doing the job for came back last week, but in a very limited capacity. So he's still having to help that guy. And then the guy that he has been helping has decided that he is definitely going to retire, but he's not going to retire until next year. And what he's going to do is work this week. And then next week, he is going to take a week off. And then he's going to come back and work 2 or 3 days. And then he's taking the rest of the year off, which would be his vacation days that he has not used. And then he's going to come back on January the 2nd and tell them, this is my last day. I'm retiring. I am going to take my vacation as a lump sum instead of taking the time off. And he will have full vacation 6 weeks starting on January the 1st, which is why he's coming back for 1 day. So he will get his vacation time and all of his other benefits that they get for the year, and then he's retiring. So then my husband is going to move officially into that position, but because he has not retired yet, they do not hire anybody else for that position until that person says, I'm done, I'm officially retired. So my husband is going to have to continue working in that as a temporary position, even though that's going to be his position next year. And now that the other guy is having to take 6 weeks off, he is having to also do his position. So now he has 7 different areas that he has to cover for a local utility company. And I guess the good news was that he works normally every day in an area that is close to the airport in Atlanta, which traffic is awful to get there. And so he was told, because he is going to be doing the job of these other 2 guys for 6 weeks until this other one comes back, that he is not going to be responsible for his job that is close to the airport. So I guess that's a plus. But every day he's going to have to travel in Georgia and go to all of these other areas. They did give him a work truck, so that's definitely a good thing. He doesn't have to drive his car. But I don't know if that is going to change him wanting to take vacation time or not. I am not really sure how that's going to work for him. So that's going to be changes around here too, trying to get used to all of his new position, what he has to do. One night last week, we got a call at 2:15 in the morning. And normally, or at least I shouldn't say I know, this is how I feel, is that when you get a call at 2 o'clock in the morning, it's usually not a good call. It's usually something bad that's happened, or maybe that's just me thinking that something bad may have happened. But first thing I thought of when the phone started ringing, and he is such a hard sleeper, I had to wake him up. And I keep my phone on silent at night because I get calls sometimes from students. So when his phone started ringing, it really scared me. And I woke him up and I said, "Your phone is ringing." And it was his work phone. Well, I don't know the difference between his work phone and his cell phone because it sounds the same. The ringing is the same. And so he answered it, and it was work. Someone needed an emergency part. And so they called him. Didn't even say, "I'm sorry to wake you up," nothing. Just started talking. Blah, blah, blah. "I need this, and when can I get this?" And I'm like, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. And so my husband's like, "Well, let me get on my computer. I'm going to have to go boot up my computer. I'm going to have to go downstairs." And he said, "I will call you right back." So he went downstairs, and of course, I was all jacked up by then. I couldn't sleep because I thought it had been Madison. That's my first thing. Something happened to Madison. She couldn't get in touch with me, so she called him. And so he's like, "No, it's my work phone. Don't you know it's my work phone?" I'm like, "Your work phone and your phone rings the same." I said, "Can you please change the ringtone?" So he did do that. But after that, of course, I really didn't get back to sleep. And he said, "I guess we're going to have to get used to this. This happens not too often, but it does happen." So I'm like, "Oh, that's just lovely." Especially if there's a lot, emergencies going around. If it's something that cannot wait until the morning, and if they need a part, and if it's in his area, then they're going to call him and ask him who has it, where they can get it, how they can have it delivered. He doesn't have to do deliveries, but he has to call for deliveries. And so I thought, oh, I don't know if I can get used to this. We don't have a spare bedroom here. Don't have a couch here because, for starters, we had a new couch and Salem pretty much ruined the couch, and we decided just to get rid of it. It wouldn't fit in here anyway, and so now we don't have a couch. So I can't just say, "I'm going to sleep on the couch tonight," or "You can sleep on the couch tonight," or whatever. And we do have a 4-bedroom house, but we don't have any spare rooms. So I guess we're just going to have to figure out what we're going to do about that. But that was not fun. Let me tell you, and once I'm up, that's pretty much it. And surprisingly, it did not wake up Molly. I just knew she was going to wake up. She was going to want to go out, all that fun stuff. And it really didn't wake her up. So I was absolutely surprised. I hope you cannot hear her barking. Paige is supposed to be watching her. And we have little kids next door, and they're outside in their backyard. And she can see them, and she wants to go out and play with them. And I'm hoping you guys can't hear that, because I know that's very annoying to hear a dog bark. Other than that, nothing else here is going on. I pretty much told you about diamond painting, what I am planning on doing. I am going to also kit up the stitch along that I'm going to be doing. And I am 2 sections behind already because I was waiting on my supplies. My supplies finally came in from Jaded Gem Shop. And now I've got to figure out how I'm going to do this because the orientation of the canvas is not correct. And I did reach out and went back and forth with Jade, and so worked something out about that. I am going to use that canvas, but I've got to figure out how I'm going to do it because the numbers are not going to work. The numbered squares will not work. So I am just going to probably ignore the numbers, and I'm just going to have to count and do it that way. And I've done it before counting because I had to do that with the cross stitch conversion that I got last year. That would not from Diamond Art Studio UK, could not get it to load correctly on Pattern Keeper. So, and it wasn't numbered anyway. So I'm probably just going to treat it like that and do it that way. And so, and I get what happened. I totally get it. It's nobody's fault. But I didn't want to wait to get another canvas, and I could have, she offered, but I want to go ahead and get started on it because I'm already behind. And I don't know, because that one, it's not a mystery, but it is a mystery. So I'm not sure to show that on my channel or not. I guess I could show progress and just say that this is a mystery. I might do that once I get 3 or 4 sections done and just show you guys. It is going to be really cute. It's not, I've never done anything like this before. I hope that it does turn out. We'll see if it turns out the way that I'm hoping, because it is normally for cross stitch. There are, I guess, I don't know if cross stitchers is a word or not. I'm just going to assume it is, but they're doing it to, I don't want to say together, but it all comes out on the 10th for a new section. So on November the 10th, I'll get section 3. And then for then once you do section 3, it tells you where it goes on your canvas, or I guess it would be on your material if you were doing cross stitch. But I'm attempting to do this as a diamond painting. And it's not very large, so I think that it's going to be fun. And I like a challenge, but I wish that it would have been easier having the actual sections numbered, but it is what it is. But I'm going to do it. I'm just going to ignore the numbers. I thought I could still use the numbers and do it sideways, but I can't because with the way that it's set up, the first row, it's just 1 through 8. There's only 8 rows. There's not 10. And that is at the end. So that's kind of what I'm up against, but I think I can do it. And if you ordered that one, I think it sounds like the majority of the canvases are the incorrect orientation. So if you have done that, you started on yours, let me know how it's going. It's the Foxy Floss, I think it's what it's called. Let me know how it's going with you guys if your orientation is not correct and what you're doing. Because I do want to get started on that. I'd like to have 1 and 2 finished before the 10th of November, so I'm not just horribly behind. But we'll see. I've got to get caught up on my temperature chart too. And I think instead of having the monthly reviews showing you what I did every month, I'm thinking I am just going to do a quarterly review. I can let you know what I did, but not just show, because it's like I'm showing the same thing that you've seen, and I don't complete that many diamond paintings in 1 month. Sometimes I don't even complete any diamond paintings in 1 month. So I'm thinking that might be the best way to go, is just to do quarterly. so that at the end of the year, I will have more to show you. And I'm also going to show you like everything that I did for the year, but that will be something different. I did that last year too. I haven't gotten that much done. The section that I'm in, it is quite a bit of confetti. So I haven't gotten much diamond painting done with this, but I will work on this some more today. I've gotten some of this done over here. I ran out of a color and when I was doing it and did not have my extra drills with me when I was working on this. I have them now, so I can go back to this section. I should have this row finished by the end of this week, and I can start on something smaller, so I'll have 2 going like I normally do. I hope that if you want to get something done that you were able to. Hope that you have a great rest of your week. If you like this video, please click on the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed, we'd love to have you here. And until next time, happy diamond painting. Bye.